Hello, hopefully everybody's doing really, really good. I got a new manager. I paid him, and I haven't heard from him since. So it looks like I have to make a case on Fiverr. I had a video that I had shot myself. That I shot it, and I was going to do all the SEO and not the thumbnail, but just try to smile nice to the camera for a thumbnail, whatever. I don't know how to edit videos, so I was just gonna go ahead and post that video myself today. But he said that he was ready to come on board, and if I pay him the money, he'll work on it right away, and he'll get that done today. And that was at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it is now 7 p.m. So now there's a chance he could do it. They're 8 hours ahead of us, so it's 7 o'clock at night here. Last night I was trying to pay him because he said that he was ready to go, but I had to go to bed because it was getting later and later and later. But then he said, "Oh yeah, I was asleep when you were writing me." It's 8 hours ahead of time there, so it looks like I probably got ripped off. Not to say anything bad about people from Nigeria, but everybody says don't use a manager from Nigeria. But this guy seemed like a really nice guy. He was showing me some really good work that he did. I saw some reviews on Upworks for him, and I decided to take a chance. So I gave him $105, and haven't heard from him since. So I'll get it back from Fiverr. It's just what a hassle. I thought I finally had a manager. Maybe this guy's gonna be honest. So anyway, this video. Don't forget to subscribe. There will be no little animation there because I'm doing this on my own. But please subscribe. I'm pointing to the left, so it should be pointing to the right. My steering wheel is blocking it. There we go. Right there. Right. Is it right there? Okay, please hit that. Please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We will be starting a new treasure hunt maybe next week. It's going to rain, so I'm going to find a good spot to hide it. It will not be buried underground, up in a tree, so just out in the plain view of everyone. If you find it, you win the treasure. Maybe when I get home, I'll film some more of what the treasure boxes look like. I'm in my car, as you can see, and I'm just using my regular lights to for lighting, so it's kind of a weird lighting. But anyway, so it looks like he might have done the least amount. One guy did hack my account, and that was bad. Then he apologized and said he wanted to come back. So no, you can't come back. Of course, YouTube did nothing to help me. Nobody did anything to help me. It was just okay. This guy wanted to be my manager. He did some work with me for a while, then decided that he got mad at me because I told him that he was dishonest because he wasn't doing anything. I said, you keep saying you can do this, and today. But it seems like that's the thing with Fiverr. Maybe I'll go to Upwork next time. Maybe Upwork is a little more honest. I don't know. I'll see what the reviews are on both. But today, people have been talking about the Keto Bagels from Aldi. And they never seem to be in stock. So I decided to ask the manager of the one here in Doherty. He says no, they don't make them anymore. There are Keto Bagels. Albertsons makes one. I think Albertsons is their own brand. Makes one, so it might be Kroger. No, is it Kroger? No. The Vaughn's company. Oh, Safeway. Safeway, I think, owns Albertsons and Vaughn's, so maybe they have it at Vaughn's as well. Probably the same bakery. But they do not have Keto Bagels anymore there. They do have some whole grain, lower carb, maybe lower carb, but not keto friendly, like they call them. The majority of the bagels I find in the stores, 50 grams total carbs, about 50 grams total carbs. So not using net carbs. If you just go with that, you maybe half of a bagel with some real butter on there. I don't know. For a treat, you can't do that all the time because that could be half of your carbs you're allowed for the entire day. The keto bagels also, they say Walmart carries one. Thompson's English muffins, they do make one, but I think they're like little flats. A lot of times with keto, you gotta be careful, or with any low carb stuff, you gotta be careful because the food itself is no different than it would be if it did not say keto on it or whatever. The only difference is the quantity. So you might eat a bagel that's this big, and then they give you a little flat and say, "Oh yeah, that's our keto bagel," because it fits within the grams. But if you look at the ounces, it's probably the same as the other one. But of the bagels I found that were not keto, not in Aldi, I found Western bagels, and they were the lowest, 35 grams. Oh, excuse me. It's almost 7 o'clock at night. I better go to bed. Like when I was a kid, you have to go to bed after the Brady Bunch or whatever. But yeah, so they just don't have it. They're not planning on bringing them back anytime soon. They do have some keto products. Of course, they have some of their. It's not their brand, La Tortilla, whatever it's called. They have one that's called Zero Carbs, and it has 15 grams of carbs, but 15 grams of fiber. So it's net carbs zero. Now, on some of the programs out there, I think Verta is based on total carbs, not net. So for Verta, that would be 15 grams of carbs. If you're in another program, either a low carb or a keto diet, you might be at zero carbs. So it's a lot of different ways to do things that are going to cause problems with you getting apples to apples. It's going to be apples to oranges a lot of times, and that's going to be, you're going to have to talk to your doctor, your nutritionist, your dietitian, whatever, on how they want to work that. Do they want to deal with net carbs or total carbs? I always dealt with total carbs, even though I know the way you do is you take the carbohydrates, you subtract the fiber, you come up with that number for net. Man, I'm sleepy. I don't know why I'm just sleepy. I was outside walking around. I got a lot of steps yesterday and today, and so I slept really well. When you get a lot of steps, usually you'll sleep pretty well. I was walking today, and it was cold. I was sneezing a lot, but I don't think my sleep was interrupted from sneezing last night. I didn't have any cramps in my leg, or I didn't have any neuropathy, that kind of stuff. But Keto Bagels, where do you get your Keto Bagels? There's a company that has one of those. They look delicious. It looks kind of like if you go to Black Angus, the brown bread, they have a Black Angus with a little piece of oatmeal on there, or almost like a pumpernickel kind of a bread, not a rye. Maybe some people think rye is a little bitter, but like a really hearty, dark brown bread. There's a bagel company that makes those. I don't know where they go. The reason I know about the Aldi Keto Bagel is when I was working for the U.S. Census, and I was walking probably about anywhere between 17,000 and 32,000 steps a day, because you walk door to door to door. So if you have a really, really long day and you have a lot of success, you can find all the addresses that you're walking around, not with too much stopping in between. You can really, really get a lot of steps doing that job. I miss it. But a lady that went to her door and asked her about her residence, and I was taking the information, put it in my the iPad they gave me. Or was it not an iPad? It might have just been it might have been an Android. I don't know. So you put all the information in there, and we were talking. I said, I was thinking about applying for one of these jobs too when the census starts. And we started in 2019, not 20, because we were out there looking at addresses before the teams would go out in 2020, which would have been us, except for COVID. But what happened then is she said that I said, a lot of steps. I've lost. I'm already dropping weight. There's no place to really get food. Sometimes they'll send you up into the hills where there's no real place to get food, because they'll give you a 30-minute break or whatever. But you have to drive from where you are down to find food and back to where you are in 30 minutes. You'll never get a chance to eat. There's no way. It might take you 30 minutes just to find a place that's open that has that. And most of the time you really are looking at restrooms at that point. But she had Keto Bagels, and she said, my daughter is type 1 diabetic, and she was really skinny. Still a young girl, maybe that'll change. A lot of us were really skinny when we were younger. But her daughter said, they're really good. They taste like the best plain bagel. As good as any kind of plain bagel she's had before. Now that was the flavor that they had, or the whatever that they had. But they also had somebody has a company. Well, they talk about everything bagels, so that's the best to get, because it's usually more of a high fiber type of a bagel. But they were also talking about on the internet when I was talking to the manager, and he said there's one called Everything Bagel. So I see Everything Bagels. No, there's a company that actually, I think they're actually called Everything Bagel. Everything Bagels, Everything Bagel, I guess. But for me, the ones I found, the Western Bagel, 35 grams. So that's net. I mean, that's total. So if I cut that thing in half, and toast it and put a little butter on there as a snack, or even as a rushed meal. I don't really want to do that, because I can get more volume out of maybe just having some yogurt with some strawberries, or even if I have a quarter cup of oatmeal, plain oatmeal, that's really filling. So have a great evening, if it's evening where you are, or day, if it's morning, whatever it is. I'll let you know about the manager. Hopefully my battery did not die. It's a new battery, but hopefully it didn't die. I'm pretty sure it did not. So now it's dark. It's dark. Ooh, spooky. But anyway, everyone have a great evening. Remember, right down there, hit that subscribe. I don't know if I'm a manager anymore. This video I'm going to submit it myself right now after it uploads. So it won't have a pretty, even if my manager is there, it's not going to have a pretty thumbnail or good editing. This is just a FYI for information, kind of one video that I did on my own. Take care, everyone.